Credible Threat Audio.
Credible Threat presents They Really Said That. This week's episode, Army Ants Choose a Government.
This is On the Spot Reports with Dora Worthy.
And Bill McKinley.
And today we're on a small island off the coast of Guatemala, where a large mobile colony of army ants has made an unusual decision.
That's right, Dora. A colony of about 200,000 army ants, species Echeton burchellii, are organizing themselves into a modern form of government.
What's that sound, Bill?
Army ants are carnivorous, Dora, and they travel in such large numbers that they can overpower and consume any small moving creatures in their path.
Everything in their path?
That's right, if it's small enough.
What happens then?
They move on. They eat all night and rest in the daytime.
And this particular swarm of army ants has chosen a form of government?
That's right, Dora. It's an unusual move for a swarm of tiny insects with very small brains, but they seem to have decided that it fits their lifestyle.
We're talking to Matilda, a typical member of, what's your species name again?
Echeton burchellii, New World Army Ant.
Right, thanks. And what sort of army ant are you?
I'm an adult worker.
And your swarm of army ants has chosen to have a government?
Yes, we were tired of the old queen rules everything approach.
What form of government have you chosen?
Free market capitalism.
Free market capitalism?
That's right. We like to eat everything and then move on and eat everything else. So we decided free market capitalism suits us best.
But free market capitalism isn't a form of government, is it?
Sure it is. Free market capitalism needs a government to protect our right to eat everything we encounter. We've created a special class of government worker ants to make sure we can eat everything we want all the time. And another special class of economist ants, or economants, to tell us why it's best for us to eat everything we want and then move on and eat everything else.
We have some of the economist ants, or economants, for comment, Dora.
The world runs on individuals pursuing their separate interests.
Who's that, Bill?
An economant named Milton Friedman.
Political freedom came along with the free market and the development of capitalist institutions. The problem of social organization is how to set up an arrangement under which greed will do the least harm.
Does their system do the least harm, Bill?
Not to the creatures they eat.
Capitalism is based on self-interest and self-esteem.
That's an economant named Alan Greenspan.
When I say capitalism, I mean a full, pure, uncontrolled, unregulated, laissez-faire capitalism.
That's their famous novelist and philosopher, Ant Rand.
Ants are free to cooperate or not, to deal with one another or not, as their own individual judgments, convictions, and interests dictate.
What was that?
Several beetles just got overrun and eaten.
Capitalism is characterized by the pursuit of material self-interest under freedom.
No progressive taxes, no drug prohibition, no gun prohibition, no affirmative action, no government-run health care, no federal departments of education, labor, health, human services, no price controls, no welfare, a free economy.
But Matilda, what happens when you eat all your prey and there's nothing left?
We move on.
But you live on an island, don't you?
Sure, but it's a really big island.
If you just keep eating everything and moving on, won't you eat up everything on the whole island and then starve?
Yeah, but that won't happen for a while. And our government worker ants say it will be okay.
The science is not settled on this.
Who's that, Bill?
Congress Ant Rick Perry.
The idea that we would put our economy at jeopardy based on scientific theory that's not settled yet, to me is just nonsense.
I understand that people say there is a significant scientific consensus on that issue,
Congress Ant Marco Rubio.
but I've actually seen reasonable debate on that principle.
Bill, is there debate on the principle that if they do nothing but eat all the food on the island, there will be no more food on the island?
Voodoo! Nonsense! Hokum! A hoax!
That's Congress Ant Michelle Bachmann.
You know,
Congress Ant Ted Cruz.
you always have to be worried about something that is considered a so-called scientific theory.
And here's former President Ant Ronald Reagan.
Can we doubt that only a divine providence placed this land, this island of freedom here, as a refuge for all those people on the world who yearn to breathe free?
What was that? Matilda?
Well, under free market capitalism, we get to eat each other, too.
They eat each other, Bill?
Yes, Dora. I think that was Congress Ant Ted Cruz getting eaten.
But Matilda... Wait, Matilda!
It looks like Matilda's being eaten too, Dora.
Matilda, they're eating you.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's what free market capitalism is all about.
You've been listening to Army Ants Choose a Government, a presentation of Credible Threat Audio. They really said that. All economant and government and president quotes are from public sources. They really said those things. Army Ants Choose a Government was written by Edward Mast, directed by Robert Lee, with the voices of Meg Savlov, Rich Hawkins, Lauren Totsi, Robert Lee, Edward Mast, and others. For more Credible Threat Audio, go to crediblethreatworks.org. Credible Threat 2014.